Emergency funds are a vital piece to our financial health. But if paying your bills and covering your expenses leaves you feeling like you have less than enough wiggle room to save, you're not alone. It's recommended to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up for your emergency fund, so you are in the best possible position if an unexpected expense comes up or if you have a loss of income. Now, you might be thinking that you cannot save 3 to 6 months of expenses right now, but even starting small with a little bit of savings can keep you from going into large amounts of debt and give you some peace of mind. So here's how you can start building your emergency fund. First up is to determine the emergency fund amount for you. How much are you going to need to cover 3 to 6 months of your expenses? Worst case scenario, if you have a loss of income, you want to be able to cover your expenses for those 3 to 6 months. So really dig deep and find out how much you're going to need. Okay, so now that you know what your emergency fund goal is, it's time to make a budget, keeping that goal in mind. A budget is going to not only help keep you on track, but it's going to help you see where you can cut back on some expenses and put that towards your savings. Next is to make consistent contributions. And the easiest way to do this, weekly or monthly, is to set up automatic transfers right into your emergency fund savings account. Not only is this the easiest way to keep saving, but it can keep you from spending that money instead. Now it's time to adjust your spending and save where you can. Take a look at all of your expenses and see where you can cut back. There might be a subscription service that you either forgot about or just don't use anymore. Maybe eat out a little bit less every week or cut back from getting 4 coffees a week to 1 or 2. Now, of course, there's going to be services and expenses that you have to pay for, but there are some ways that you can save money on those, whether it's looking for discounts, looking at different companies, meal planning, taking a list to the grocery store, or you could even sell clothes that you don't wear anymore or other items in your house that you don't use any longer. And lastly, if you get an influx of cash, like a tax refund, holiday money, or birthday money, save some of it, if not all of it, and put it towards your emergency fund. Okay, here are some final tips to help you create an emergency fund. Make sure you keep your money in a safe but accessible place, but also keep it separate from your spending money so you don't accidentally spend it. Putting it in a credit union savings account solely for the purpose of your emergency fund is a great way to do this. You might also want to keep some cash on hand in a safe at home, but keep in mind the risk of this being stolen or destroyed. Make sure that you know what's considered an emergency. What are you going to use this money for? But don't be afraid to use it if you need to. And if you do use it, you're going to want to keep rebuilding that fund until it's back up to that 3 to 6 months of expenses.